Should you turbocharge or supercharge your Suzuki Jimny? The Jimny is becoming one of those cars in the Indian automotive scene that can literally do anything you ask it to. You want an off-road monster, the Jimny can do it. You want a decently fast street car, the Jimny can do it. You want a practical daily driver, the Jimny can do it. And since the Jimny ticks so many boxes, it leaves enthusiasts with a plethora of options to modify and customize their Jimny, even in the engine department. And that's exactly what we're going to be answering today. Should you turbocharge or supercharge your 1.5 litre naturally aspirated Suzuki Jimny, and which method of forced induction suits your driving style? And to kickstart the modifying journey of this Suzuki Jimny, Pioneer has sent us the Jimny sound package to upgrade the speaker systems of this car, and they've also sent a damping sheet for better insulation and speaker quality while driving. So the cool part about the kit that Pioneer has sent us is that it is custom made for the Suzuki Jimny. Just like our favorite performance parts which go into the engine bay, this is kind of like a completely bolt-on kit to upgrade your speaker systems. So this over here in my right hand is the Pioneer speaker, and this is the OEM speaker. This has a 20 watt output and this is double at 40 watts. So the sound quality and the volume also should be much better, and it's a very thorough kit that Pioneer has given. It has all of the foam and the vibration, things to stop the vibration and all of that. So very thorough kit, and I think so we've removed all the panels. Let's start installing it. So all 4 doors are now completed, and as you can see, all 4 doors are completed, and this is what I was talking about. Stuff like this is really cool. So the tweeters for the front doors have been integrated into this kind of door mount over here, and it's going to change the sound experience by quite a bit, because, well, there's sound coming from a completely different location which was not there before. So stuff like this is gonna really, improve the immersive sound experience. And for the rear, the tweeters are integrated into this speaker over here, so you're not missing out on anything in the back as well. So now we're installing this damping sheet from Pioneer. It's 1.8 mm thick, so it's going to block out the noise coming from the outside of the Cayman very well. So the speakers and the whole experience of what we're doing right now is even more elevated. Now that the first mod for this Jimny is complete, let's get back to the big question that we started with. Should you turbocharge or supercharge your Suzuki Jimny? But before we give you the final answer, let's first look at the options available. We've had the chance to drive both setups, a turbocharged Jimny running an AVO turbo kit and a supercharged Jimny equipped with the Bullet Supercharger kit. Let's talk about the benefits of the turbocharger kit first. The AVO turbocharger kit costs roughly around 3.75 lakh rupees, and with that kit you get basically everything that you need: an intercooler, new intake manifolds, the downpipe, the turbo, the whole works. And with the right tune, this car could make 150 horsepower. According to N1 Racing's website, at 5 psi of boost, this car can get an extra 40 to 50% more power. Plus, this is a proper bolt-on kit, so it requires no sort of cutting, fabrication or minimal amounts of that. So it's a very clean and precise install. As for the way the car drives with the turbocharger kit, it's very old school 90s JDM. The initial RPMs fall victim to massive amounts of turbo lag, but once the turbo kicks in and the boost kicks in, you're pinned to the back of your seat and the Jimny goes off into the distance. Now, that is very fun on the street. Lots of power in the top end, you revving the engine out, lots of fun. But when it comes to off-roading situations, it's not very helpful. In off-roading situations, smooth and linear throttle inputs combined with low end torque makes the difference. Now let's talk about the Supercharger kit. The biggest problem with the Supercharger kits are the prices. The Bullet Supercharger kit that we reviewed a couple of years ago in Bangalore costed 7 lakh rupees. That got all of the necessary parts, but that's literally half the price of the car. Moreover, it only made 130 horsepower. Now yes, it wasn't in its most aggressive state of tune and there was a little bit more power to be made, but peak power numbers are always gonna lie with a turbocharger kit. But the Supercharger kit solves one key problem that the turbocharger kit will never solve: low end power. The driving experience of a supercharged Jimny should be fairly similar to the one of a naturally aspirated car. That's because the supercharger kit draws power from the engine itself. So the power curve stays fairly similar, just with an extra bump of horsepower, which makes it great for off-roading situations because you need power throughout the rev range so that you can get yourself out of sticky situations. And that's why the supercharger kit is great for somebody who's looking to go heavy off-roading. Whereas if you want to have fun on the street, I would recommend the turbocharger kit. Either way, both of them are good ways to make sure that your Jimny has a little bit extra fun factor. When Bhavneet drove the supercharged Jimny in Bangalore, the outright power wasn't massive since the tune was not still dialed in properly, but what it did bring was strong low-end torque, which is exactly what you want when you're crawling through the off-road. On the other hand, when I drove the turbocharged Jimny in Mumbai not too long ago, there was still a bit of turbo lag in the lower RPMs. But once the turbo spooled up, the car felt lively and surprisingly quick for a Jimny. So the answer is quite simple. If you're a hardcore off-roader who plans to spend most of your time exploring the hidden corners of our country, this supercharger kit makes the most sense because of the instant low-end torque. But if your Jimny will spend most of its life in the city on road trips and doing mild off-roading, then the turbocharger kit is the better choice. It costs almost half as much as a supercharger kit and offers a much more stronger value for money proposition. In short, the supercharger is built for the trail, while the turbocharger makes the Jimny a lot more fun everywhere else. Now this particular car is going to get some sort of forced induction happening to it in the next couple of months. Let us know in the comments down below if we should document it, and would you like to see something like a Suzuki Jimny being built on the channel? And if so, what should we go for? A turbocharger kit or a supercharger kit? And also help us out with some other things like the suspension mods, the wheels, and anything else that you would like to see on the Suzuki Jimny, and we'll see if it's possible to do it. Comment down below, what would you do? Turbocharge or supercharge your Suzuki Jimny? Comment all of that down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.